with my outfit, right? I feel like I'm gonna go on vacation, and if you can't afford a vacation or you're just dreaming of vacation, plant some of these because this is your tropical vacation in your front yard. All right, here is the two-piece Color Crush Hibiscus Duo Bareroot plants. They are gorgeous, and my goodness, the blooms are huge. These are perennials, free shipping and handling. Alan Petrovich, come on in. So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
30 years as a horticulture, and these are just, can I just stand right here next to my tropical vacation? Alan, these are gorgeous.
Beautiful, yeah.
And they're huge blooms.
They're huge blooms. They're
It's
show
like the size of my
stopping.
face, yeah.
They're huge. They're 8-inch blooms.
Yeah.
And they totally look tropical.
Yes.
But they are hardy, so you can plant them in your yard and they will come back year after year. They're actually a perennial. So you can have a tropical look as a perennial plant. Kind of confusing, but awesome.
So you saw that, right? So it's a two-piece. So what is the other color? Can we show that again?
So the first color is the Cranberry Crush, which is this beautiful
Is that
scarlet
this one?
red. This is Cranberry Crush.
Okay.
And then the second one is a beautiful lilac color. So it's a lighter color. So there's a hot color and
Yeah.
a cool color.
Oh,
so you
here
got,
it comes.
There it is. So it's a beautiful light lilac color. Under cooler conditions, it will get a little more blue. And you can see they each have a bright center. There's a bright center in each one, and around that is a darker throat. So there's a lot of contrast. And the petals themselves are beautiful. They're a little ruffly, and they're just huge flowers.
Are these edible, by the way? I was just curious.
This is not the edible one.
These are not the edible
There is one that is
ones.
edible,
Okay.
but it's not this one.
But these are the ones that have huge blooms that take up so much, like it just makes such a wow statement. How do you get them? And maybe you can tell us how to grow them as well.
Okay, so don't be frightened.
Yeah.
They're not coming in a pot. They're actually coming as a bare root plant.
Okay.
So this is what they will look like when they come. These nice big fat roots are full of energy. When you plant it in the ground, it's just going to take off because these roots have energy to feed the shoots, and it's going to grow like crazy. So pick a sunny spot. You should have at least 6 hours of sun a day, and then dig a hole that's a little deeper and a little wider than the roots, and then plant them where you see the first roots emerging from the top shoots. And then give it a good drink and water it periodically until it's established, and then it's pretty easy after that.
So they are perennials, which is one of my favorites because I feel like you get it once. And every year, year after year, you're seeing this gorgeous bloom. When do they bloom?
They start blooming in the middle of the summer and they continue into the fall. So they'll continue to the frost. They're blooming machines and they're super easy to take care of. Once they're established, I have several plants in my garden. All I do is cut them back in the spring.
Yeah.
I like to allow the shoots to remain in the winter because they add a little bit of structure to the garden. We call it winter interest. The little birds and things can land on it while they're going to my bird feeders. And then in the spring, I cut them back. Now, they're a little bit of sleepyheads in the spring. They
Okay.
like to sleep in a little longer than all the other plants, so don't expect them to pop up with the daffodils. Once the other plants have all emerged and have started growing in the garden, these will come up. So give them time and they will do their thing.
Where do you think is the best kind of place to plant them? Can you put them in containers or on the edge? Or,
Yeah, so you can plant them towards the back of your border because the flowers are so big.
I know. How tall do they get? I mean,
They only get about 5 feet tall. So they
5
get
feet.
5 feet tall, but they'll have
Look at
these
this.
huge flowers and they don't get any bigger than that. So you don't have to prune them back. They grow to a certain size and they stop. I've had one of these for 15 years. I actually bought it from Cottage Farms about 15 years ago and it's still doing strong.
the
So it's-
payoff is incredible if you
there's
think about it,
so
right?
easy, and they attract pollinators.
And it's perennial. It's year
perennial,
after year.
and it's tropical. You can plant it in a container by your pool,
Okay.
and have a tropical-looking area by your pool. It's absolutely wonderful. I have a friend who grows them in a container in Philadelphia, downtown Philadelphia. He's been growing it for years, and it's doing fine. So it's a tough plant. It's actually native to the United States, so you can find it growing along ponds. So if you do have a wet area, you can plant them in a boggy area that is a trouble spot for you, where you have other things it's too wet for them.
Yeah.
You can plant this and it'll be totally happy.
So did you say full sun?
Full sun, so 6 hours
Full
of sun a day.
Full sun. Can I just stand next to this? You're getting two of these. It's the Bareroot plant. This is how big they can get, and this is such a wow. This is just one of them, and this color is this beautiful Cranberry Crush. The blooms on this, I don't know if you can see my hand, I don't know if you can see my face, but they are 8 inches.
8 inches, they're
massive,
huge.
gorgeous, kind of like filling up that space, right?
Right.
And so beautiful
And
and,
they bloom
abundant.
for a long, long time.
Yeah.
My cousin bought a new house,
Okay.
and she didn't know the plants she had in her yard. She was washing her dishes one day. She looked out the window, and all these hibiscus were blooming. She
Yeah.
thought someone threw frisbees in the yard.
It looks like Jurassic Park
Yeah,
a
it
little
totally
bit,
does.
right?
They're
Like the
wild.
blooms are absolutely gorgeous and huge. And you're also going to get, maybe we can show some videos of the Lilac Crush, because Look at how pretty that is. If that
Right.
is not like sunshine and a tropical vacation,
So
right?
beautiful. Yeah, you got the hot and cool together and the little ruffled flowers. They're absolutely beautiful. And the flowers just keep coming. They'll bloom from midsummer up until the fall with very little care. Once they're established, they just do their thing year after year. All I do, as I said, is cut them back in the spring, and they're super easy.
They're so beautiful. And then you spend this hour like talking about Cottage Farms as well, because this is really a historic legacy brand, right?
It is. So Cottage Farms, we like to make it easy for you.
Yeah.
We deliver the plants when it's planting time for you. So we do take the guesswork out of it. When the plant arrives at your door, it's time to plant them. And then each plant is guaranteed. So annuals are guaranteed for 90 days, which is pretty much the life of the plant.
Wow.
And perennials are guaranteed for an entire year. So if you're not satisfied during that time, give Cottage Farms a call and they'll take care of you.
All right, so these are perennial. It is a two-piece, and you are not looking at a choice. You're going to get that beautiful lilac crush, but you're also going to get this incredible cranberry crush, which really just kind of matches my Brandis outfit, by the way. I just had a show with her. It's like a tropical vacation. Listen, Alan, I don't even drink, but I feel like I need to get some kind of like margarita or something like that and just pretend like I'm on vacation.
Right, because you've got the outfit already, so you're good to go.
Can you imagine like planting that in your, yard? Is there certain zones that hardy
It's
in?
really
Yeah.
hardy, so it's hardy except the very, very coldest parts of the United States,
Okay.
and it's not hardy in the very south of Florida and very hot locations. But otherwise, it's super cold hardy, super heat tolerant. So most of the country you can grow this with no problem.
And you're also going to get this little booklet that's going to give you all the directions, and I love
Right.
your guarantee
Right,
and
so
warranty as
you
well.
don't have to remember everything we're saying. Everything's
Yeah.
right in here. So I know we're saying a lot. So when you do get your plant, all the instructions are in here on how to plant the Bareroot
Yep.
and how to take care of it, winter care, mulching, fertilizing. It's all in here. So we have your back.
And how does it work, like when you say bare root as opposed to the actual plant? Like, does this mean that it's going to grow faster, or yeah?
They kind of grow the same way. So
Okay.
these roots are big and thick, so this will just take off. You can buy this in a pot, and it'll be
Okay.
kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
But since there's so much energy in these roots, they will grow just as fast as a potted plant once they get going.
Well, let's talk about that warranty one more time, Alan.
Okay. So Cottage Farms guarantees each plant. Annuals are guaranteed for 90 days, and perennials are guaranteed for an entire year. So if you're not satisfied during that time, give Cottage Farms a call, and they'll take care of you. We want gardening to be easy, and we want you to be happy.
And if you're wondering, hey, Nance, where did you get your outfit?